Hello, I'm Adam Newman. This is my official YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support them. Young and the Restless spoilers. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is a rainy Tuesday night here, and honestly, I am running on fumes and way too much iced coffee. But we need to talk about Genoa City because things have officially gone off the rails again. I've been staring at my notes for hours trying to make sense of this. So let's just dive right into the madness before I lose my mind. So, let's talk about Patty Williams. Because honestly, when are we not talking about Patty Williams when she is back in town? The latest spoilers for The Young and the Restless are out, and you guys, Patty has completely trapped Jack Abbott. Again, I mean, it feels like we have been here a million times before, right? But this time, it is just so much worse. And while a lot of fans online on social media are saying, oh, Jack will figure it out, Jack will turn the tables, let's be real for a second. Diane Jenkins Abbott is the one who is really, truly paying the price for Patty's endless, crazy obsession. It is just so unfair to Diane. I know, I know. Diane has her own messy past, and maybe I'm being too defensive of her right now, but nobody deserves this. Patty clearly hasn't changed at all. Not one bit. She is the exact same unstable woman she has always been, and now she is working for Victor Newman. Yes, Victor, the mustache himself. Because of course he is involved in this mess. Victor is the one who deliberately set this whole thing up by stranding Jack and Patty together on a yacht. A yacht, you guys? It is so classic Victor, just trapping his enemies on luxury watercraft and watching the chaos unfold from afar. He just loves playing God with people's lives. And the plan Victor had, it was so cruel, even for him. The whole point was to have Diane, Kyle Abbott, and Billy Abbott walk in and catch Jack and Patty in this totally compromising situation. Just to humiliate Jack in front of his family and destroy his marriage to Diane. And why is he doing this? Because Victor is claiming that Jack almost killed Nikki Newman, which is a total lie. We all know Jack didn't do that. Jack would never do that to Nikki. They have too much history. But Victor is just using that fake excuse to justify his own petty hatred. He is just lashing out because he is miserable inside. Victor expresses his pain through hatred. That is just what he does. He is doing a million things at once right now. Taking back Newman Enterprises, ruining Phyllis, giving Chancellor to Lily, and he still has time to ruin Jack's life on the side. But nobody can knock that arrogant old man off his throne, can they? It is so frustrating to watch week after week. I mean, what were they thinking giving Victor another pass to just destroy lives without consequences? Who actually believes this is going to end well for anyone involved? But here is the thing. Patty went way, way past what Victor wanted. Victor just wanted a messy scandal to make Jack look bad. Patty wants a husband. She took Victor's little yacht setup and escalated it to a full-blown felony. Her newest crime involves this mysterious doctor, Lawrence Markham. And honestly, who is this guy? Where do they keep finding these shady, corrupt doctors in Genoa City? It feels like every hospital in this town is staffed by criminals and madmen. Anyway, doctor, Markham is apparently totally insane too, or at least insane enough to conspire with Patty to actually kidnap Diane and hold her hostage. Yes, Diane is going to be a hostage. Just let that sink in for a minute. Patty and this random doctor have literally kidnapped the matriarch of the Abbott family. The intention is to force Jack and Diane to get a divorce. And then, in Patty's deeply twisted mind, Jack will just turn around and marry her. A third marriage. Because the first two in 1982 and 2010 went so incredibly well, right? So dumb. Just really, really dumb. But Patty actually believes that if she gets rid of Diane, Jack will just fall into her arms like nothing ever happened. Let's talk about Patty's delusion for a second. Because she really, truly loves Jack. But it is not real love. It is this dark, twisted, warped obsession that she cannot let go of. She has been fixated on this man for decades. Decades. You guys, think about how long she has been holding on to this fantasy. It is sad, honestly. Sometimes I feel bad for her. I really do. But then she goes and kidnaps someone, and I'm like, nope, never mind. No sympathy here. Okay, maybe a little sympathy because she is clearly unwell, but you get what I mean. She just fundamentally misunderstands how human emotions work. She thinks she can force a divorce at gunpoint, or whatever her and doctor. Markham are using to keep Diane locked up, and that Jack will just forget about the love of his life. It is just crazy. And what is Jack doing while all this is happening? Oh, Jack has a plan. Of course he does. Jack Abbott always thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. His big plan is to stay close to Patty. To play along, he wants to use their weird, toxic history to his advantage. He thinks he can manipulate her and point her massive anger directly at Victor. And you know what? That might actually happen. Jack might actually get Patty to go after Victor. But Jack totally, completely underestimated Patty. He never in a million years saw this kidnapping coming. He thought he was playing checkers. And Patty is out here playing some twisted version of Russian roulette. He thought he could just sweet talk her and control the situation. And now his wife is locked up somewhere by a lunatic doctor. Great job, Jack. Really stellar husband material right there. I just can't get over how Jack thought this was a good idea. Why do these characters never learn? You cannot control Patty Williams. She is a wild card. She has always been a wild card. She managed to win the loyalty of this clearly deranged doctor, and then pull off a kidnapping right under everyone's noses. That is actually kind of impressive in the darkest way possible. But it also shows how badly Jack miscalculated everything. He is so blinded by his hatred for Victor and his desire to win this endless feud that he put Diane right in the line of fire. And now he has to live with that guilt. It is going to eat him alive. And honestly, it should. He played with fire, and Diane got burned. But the one thing Patty is totally blind to is the actual bond between Jack and Diane. She just refuses to accept that they genuinely love each other. It is not a fake marriage. It is not a convenience. They have this unbreakable bond. And Kyle is right at the center of it. Their son. That family connection is so strong. And Patty just ignores it because it doesn't fit her fantasy narrative. And that is going to be her downfall. You cannot just erase decades of history and family ties because you want to play house with Jack Abbott. The love Jack and Diane have, especially after everything they have survived recently, is the exact thing that will tear Patty's plan to shreds. She thinks she has won, but she has no idea what she is up against. So, when is Diane getting rescued? Well, don't hold your breath, you guys. The spoilers are making it very clear. There is no immediate rescue operation happening in Genoa City. The title of the spoilers literally says there is no rescue, and they mean it. This isn't going to be wrapped up by Friday. This is going to drag out. Jack is going to meet with this character played by Burns to try and gather information about Diane. He is going to be scrambling, trying to find little clues. But any tiny bit of progress he makes isn't going to lead to kicking down a door and saving her right away. Nope. The writers are going to make us suffer through this all summer long. As the summer progresses, that is when we will finally see the rescue. Which means we are in for weeks and weeks of Jack looking stressed, Patty looking crazy, and Diane trapped in a room somewhere. I am honestly so tired of these drawn-out kidnapping storylines. I mean, I love the drama. Don't get me wrong. I live for it. But sometimes they just stretch it out so far that you forget why you even cared in the first place. But I guess Patty needs the time and space to really convince herself that she has achieved her goal. She needs to sit in her delusion for a while. She is going to be prancing around, thinking she is the new Mrs. Abbott, while Jack is secretly plotting against her. Jack needs this time too. He hasn't even found his way back into Patty's good graces completely yet. He needs time to get close to her, figure out where Diane is, and hopefully, finally, use Patty as a weapon against Victor before the whole thing blows up in his face. And let's talk about the aftermath, because you know fans are already buzzing about what happens when Diane finally gets out. When Diane comes back, and she will come back, she always does, she is going to be out for blood. She is going to target Victor for his role in starting this whole mess. And Jack is going to help her. He promised her he would always protect her, and he failed. So he is going to have to make up for it with a massive revenge plot against Victor. And the irony is, they might actually use Patty to do it. The woman who kidnapped Diane might end up being the very tool Diane and Jack used to finally take down Victor Newman. That would be poetic justice, wouldn't it? I just don't know. You guys, part of me is exhausted by the constant back and forth, but another part of me is totally hooked. It is like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You want to look away, but you just can't. Jack is going to have to play the role of his life to fool Patty. He's going to have to pretend to love her, pretend to want this third marriage, all while knowing she has his actual wife locked in a basement or a clinic or wherever, doctor. Markham is keeping her. The psychological toll that is going to take on Jack is going to be massive. And Diane? Diane is tough. She is a survivor. She came back from the dead, for crying out loud. A kidnapping by Patty Williams is just a minor inconvenience for someone like Diane Jenkins Abbott. But still, being held hostage by a crazy doctor is going to leave some scars. And where does Kyle fit into all this? Poor Kyle. He's already dealing with so much drama with Victoria and Claire, and now his mother is missing and his dad is pretending to romance his crazy ex-wife. Kyle is going to lose his mind. I really hope they let Kyle be part of the rescue mission. He deserves to be the one to kick down the door and save his mom. But knowing the writers, they will probably just have him whining in the Abbott mansion while Jack does all the heavy lifting. I mean, they really need to give Kyle something proactive to do here. He loves his mother so much, and seeing him just sit on the sidelines while Patty ruins their lives would be a huge missed opportunity for some great emotional scenes. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger pattern here. The show loves to bring Patty back whenever they need a chaotic element to blow up a stable relationship. It is their go-to move. But this storyline feels a bit different because of Victor's direct involvement in the beginning. Usually, Patty just wanders into town and starts causing trouble on her own. But Victor weaponized her. He lit the match. And that makes Victor just as culpable for Diane's kidnapping as Patty and Doctor. Markham, I really hope the show doesn't forget that. I hope they don't just brush Victor's involvement under the rug once Diane is safe. Victor needs to pay for this. He used a mentally unstable woman as a pawn in his corporate and personal vendettas, and it resulted in a major crime. If the writers just let Victor smirk his way out of this one, I am going to be so mad. So, to wrap this all up, because my eyes are literally crossing from staring at the screen and typing so fast, Patty is back. She is worse than ever, and she has Diane. Victor started the fire, but Patty poured gasoline all over it. Jack is trying to be a mastermind, but is currently failing miserably and just trying to keep his head above water. And we are all strapped in for a very long, very stressful summer in Genoa City. We are going to have to watch Jack fake a romance with his kidnapper ex-wife, watch Diane suffer in captivity, and watch Victor gloat until it all comes crashing down. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Jack's plan is going to work? Do you think Diane will escape on her own? And seriously, what is the deal with this doctor? Markham, I need answers. But for now, I need sleep.